Mone't Squad, you already know who it is. It's your favorite girl in the whole wide world. I am the SaishaMonétTheCreator, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. You already know we back with the multi-million-dollar vision Mondays, episode 2. This is season 3, and I have my girl, the one and only Raven Ross. A lot of y'all know her from my pop-up shop that I did last year with them egg rolls. I still get asked about your business. I'm like, first of all, it's not mine. I don't know, but y'all already know. Let's jump into the question. All right, so if you don't know, Raven is the owner of, let the people know you.
I'm Raven, y'all. How y'all doing? I'm the owner of D.R.E.A.M Kitchen, and it's a small business. I'm a private chef, caterer, a little bit of everything. But
Yes, I just wanted her to let y'all know what it is first. My first question for you, because this is a question I've been wondering too, I just keep forgetting to ask. So now we all want to know. What does the acronym D.R.E.A.M stand for?
Okay, so D.R.E.A.M stands for Driven, Resilient, Educated, Ambitious, and Motivated.
I like that. So what made you want to use those acronyms for your business?
Okay, so my business started out, I was in college, cooking for my friends, little small things, nothing serious. I just really enjoyed cooking, and I was in college for something that was totally unrelated to culinary. I graduated with a degree in allied health. I never used it. So for me to stop that and start doing culinary, I had to be everything that I described in D.R.E.A.M. You know, so it was a challenge for me to transition from concentrating on medical and transitioning over to culinary, because I was still in school, I was still pursuing my degree, I still graduated with my degree, but my focus was more so on culinary. So it was for me to have to bring myself to motivate myself to start from scratch, start from ground zero, and build an entire business over something that I had no prior experience in, or I didn't go to school for it. People were telling me, oh, well, it's not going to be easy because you didn't go to school, you didn't do anything like this or whatever. So it was important for me to incorporate that into my business, because I know that it was necessary for me to push myself, to be driven, to be resilient, to educate myself, to be ambitious, and to motivate myself to get to where I'm at today.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So where did your love for cooking stem from? Is that something that's just generational? Or
No, it's definitely not generational. My mama didn't cook. It started from me in high school because I hated school lunch. So I started cooking my own food. I started bringing my food to school. I would share with people. They would say, oh, it's so good, blah, blah, blah. And then I went to college. And in college, sometimes you don't have the best food or whatever, so I moved into an apartment and I didn't really have a meal plan anymore. So I used my food stamps and I just started cooking, and every week it'll be something different, and my roommates always had a lot of friends. So I would cook and they would eat, and then it would be like, oh, what you cooking this week? Oh, blah, blah, blah. So
word them out. Yep.
Yeah, so eventually people were telling me, oh, you should start a business. And I really never thought anything of it, but eventually I was like, maybe this is something I can do. So yeah.
So that leads me to my next question. You participated in my very first pop-up shop, like I told y'all. And she also sold out my pop-up shop. I think it was from like 2 to 6. I think about maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock, she was sold out. So she was walking around just supporting other vendors, just being supportive. Does the feeling of people loving your food ever get old? Like, first of all, how does it feel knowing that people love your food?
For me, that's the main thing that drives me. Just knowing that people like my food, because sometimes it gets hard to the point where I don't want to do it or I don't feel like doing it, but just seeing the look on my customers' face when they eat my food, or getting recommendations from prior customers to get new customers, it's like, okay, well, this kind of makes it all worth it. Even with my current job, which my business is kind of my side hustle. My main job, I'm a head chef at a restaurant in New Orleans. So even then, seeing the look on the customers' faces at the restaurant, it's like, okay, this is making it all worth it.
Yeah.
In the end. So
I love it. All that, which also transitions to my next question. How do you keep yourself from burning out? You pretty much answered that with that. But even when it's like you aren't getting like the hand claps and the good job, Raven, that was so good. What pushes you to get up the next day and say, you know what, even though I didn't get no recognition yesterday, I'm going to come back and I'm going to keep going?
For me, what stops me from burning out is important to take breaks, you know. Not saying that you have to stop full force, but it's important to take time for yourself to take a step back and reevaluate why you started doing it in the first place. You know, sometimes we're not going to get a pat on the back, we're not going to get the hand clap or the good jobs or whatever, but you didn't start the business for that.
Right.
You know, you started the business for yourself in the beginning. You know, your customers and all that, that's important. Support is important, but it starts with you, because you have to be motivated regardless of if somebody is in your corner or not. You know, it's not going to always be people that support you. You know, you think your family members are going to support you all the time, but sometimes it's not like that.
Right.
Sometimes you get the most support from people that you don't even know. But in the end, when there's like no pat on the back or anything, you still have to push through if this is something that you're driven to do. You know, it's your passion, then make it your passion. You know, you have to keep going no matter what. So,
amen. Okay, so now that we have some insight on Dream the Kitchen, me and Raven was talking and she gave me some insight that she's now working on making Dream her actual brand. So let's tap into that. Give us some insight on that, because going from Dream the Kitchen, where it's just, okay, this is me making food, and making it a brand. A brand is a big deal.
Right.
So how do you feel about transitioning?
I feel like it was necessary, because with Dream Kitchen, I feel like nobody really knew who I was, or they didn't get a feel of my personality really. So I feel like Dream, the brand, is something that's necessary for me. You know, it's more than just an acronym. You know, it's a lifestyle. I really wanted to transition it because I feel like I need to inspire people and motivate people to go after what they want. You know, Dream the brand is, right now it's just an Instagram page, but it's more so of a virtual digital type of journal for me, so that I can show people from experience that, yeah, there's going to be hard times. It's going to be, you know, times when you don't want to do certain things, but you have to keep going. You know, this is proof that if you keep going, this is where you can get. You know, nobody's going to be an overnight success. Success doesn't come tomorrow. It's a journey. You know, so when I show people where I was 3 years ago to where I am now, you know, I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm on my way.
Yes, most definitely. So, what should we be expecting next from Dream?
So my big thing that I want to do next is to start a blog. Outside of cooking food, I love to eat. I want to use my blog as a outlet for businesses, Black businesses, small businesses, women-owned businesses, any type of business, food businesses, hair businesses, any type of business. I want to be an outlet for that, because I feel like there's not enough representation in any of these areas for Black people. And I feel like I should use my outlet as a means to bring traction to other small businesses. You know, so I want to do a lot more of reviews, a lot more, how would I say, just blog posts in general, you know, of me going to restaurants, of me supporting other Black businesses, buying people's products and telling them how I really feel about it. I want to travel a lot more and go to different states and try out different restaurants, try out different brands of things, you know, try out different products that some people may be skeptical to buy, you know, so they'll get a hands-on or first glance experience of, oh, well, maybe since she tried it, I'll try it, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah, okay. Do you see yourself branching out and you know how they have like the different cooking shows and things like that? Do you see yourself ever entering into those? I think that would be something you would definitely do really good in.
Full transparency, 2 days ago, I got an email from a Food Network recruiter for a show called Supermarket Stakeout.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I watched the show, I love the show, and I was like, that would be really nice. But at this point right now, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't really work well under on the spot pressure.
Okay. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like I have to build up to that. So right now, I don't think that's a good idea for me.
Mm-hmm.
I still have to get in the groove of being comfortable in front of a camera.
Right.
This right here is just something new for me. So yeah, maybe one day. Like, it's a long way down the road, but
the timing is everything.
That's a fact.
Everything.
And I can't say what I will and won't do because you never know.
Right.
So
be on the lookout, y'all. She gonna Oh, I know what I wanted to ask. So, also, that was part one of this question. My next part of this question, do you ever see yourself opening up a restaurant? Like being an overseer of your own?
no. I'm gonna be honest
I'm
with
so
you.
shocked.
No.
I'm surprised, honestly.
Because I work in one right
Mhm.
now, so I know like the ins and outs. That is not for the faint of heart. Like me, okay, I want to tell y'all a story about how I became the head chef at this restaurant. So before the pandemic, that was also my job. So I contacted my chef at the time, and I was like, I really need a mentor. Could you be my mentor? He was like, how about I do you one better? I'll offer you a job back at the place. So I was like, okay, they're paying salary now, the pay is better, whatever, great. So 2 weeks into me getting back to work, he was like, I'm quitting. And I was like, okay, so who's gonna take my spot? I mean, who's gonna take your spot? He was like, oh, they don't know. You know, I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice and I'm leaving. So in my head, I just blurted out the first thing that came to my head, and I was like, I'll take the job. Like, I didn't even think twice about it. I don't have no prior managerial experience, no prior head chef experience, nothing. So I was like, I'll take the job. So he told the owners, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take the job. I didn't think like they was gonna say, oh yeah, whatever. And they was like, you know, we read your resume and you have more than enough experience to do this job. And I was like, what resume y'all reading? Because I don't feel like I'm cut out for this job. But I got the job. It was my job to hire new people, make a new menu, take stuff off the menu, add stuff to the menu. And for the first month, girl, I felt like I was crashing and burning, like legit, because I didn't know how to keep on top of certain things. I didn't know about ordering food and, you know, making sure my staff members were straight. And we were shorthanded for like a month or two, and it was just a lot. It was a lot, and it was really a trial and error thing. And I feel like if the owners wouldn't have had that faith in me, then I probably would have failed big time. Because like I was being so hard on myself, because this is my first job like this, and you know, I didn't know nothing. But they was like, oh, every day they'll come in, oh, you're doing great, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm really not, but whatever.
But God does work in mysterious ways.
It does.
Because had you thought about it too long, I feel like you wouldn't have took that job.
I would not have. And if I wouldn't have blurted out that, I wouldn't have, if I would have thought about it for another day, I would have never did it. Because I was calling my mom, and I was like, Mom, they offered me the job. I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, if they're offering it to you, then you must be qualified.
Yeah, you definitely, that's right there is a leap of faith, for real,
right.
For real, because, child.
So it's like, fast forward, let me see, I think that was in March or April, so at least almost 6 months later, and I'm still here, and I'm getting great feedback from the customers and whatnot. I changed the entire menu, everything's good. But would I want to do it for myself? Probably not.
So you like, do you like catering more or working in a restaurant more?
I prefer personal dinners, like private dinners, over everything. Like, I don't like doing, okay, I must explain to you why I don't like doing it. Because I don't have the support that I need to do large scale things. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm short staffed at the restaurant, I'm short staffed in my business because it's mostly just me. I don't have anybody else on payroll or nothing. You know, people come and help when they can, but it's like for one person to be doing a lot like that, it's hard, you know. So if I was to be able to hire more people for my business, then yeah, I would love to cater. I would love to probably do a food truck, food trailer.
Yeah.
Not a restaurant. If I'm gonna do a restaurant, I'm not gonna be in there. Somebody else is gonna be pushing out my own recipes. It won't be me hands on nothing. Like, I will invest in it, but I'm not being in there. It's too much stress and it's too much up and down for me. But I could see myself doing a food truck eventually. Probably wouldn't be for long, but it's easier for a food truck because it's a smaller menu. You know, you don't have to worry about people sitting in the restaurant or whatever. I also thought about doing a ghost kitchen, which is essentially delivery or takeout only. Nobody is face to face.
Face to face, right.
You know, it's a set menu, no substitutions. You order and pick up and go. That's it.
Yeah.
So I think I would do that as well. But yeah, a restaurant, it's not in the clouds for me. I don't know. It's not in the stars.
But you have to be honest with yourself. Cause see, a person like me, I be feeling like everything. Oh yeah, I could do it. But I'm learning to say like, you know what? No, I could probably do it, but I'm just not gonna do it right now. You know.
And that's the thing, that the reason why I kind of transitioned Dream Kitchen into Dream the brand itself, because I was getting burnt out with repetition. I was getting told a lot of times, oh, I want to support your business, but I don't see any food that I would eat on your page. You know, so it was mostly a lot of black people that wanted lamb chops, macaroni and cheese, and, you know, simple stuff that I don't really like cooking. Like, my style of food is out of the box. I don't really, you know, like to put myself in a box when it comes to food.
Right.
So it's like kind of disheartening when you hear people say, oh, you need to change this, or your price too high, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I transitioned into Dream the brand because I don't necessarily have to sell my food to show you that I can cook. You know, this is an outlet for me to put my recipes out there and not necessarily sell that same food to people.
Right.
You know, so on Dream Kitchen and Dream the brand, you'll see more of recipe reels and, you know, reviews, stuff like that. Stuff that I want to do, not necessarily that people are forcing me to do.
Right. You have more freedom.
Facts.
So while we're on that, let the people know where they can keep up with you, where they can book with you, all of that. And I'm gonna put it right here so y'all can see it and remember it.
So my Instagram is Dream Kitchen. It's an acronym D.R.E.A.M Kitchen. My brand Instagram is Dream the Brand. D.R.E.A.M the brand. I also have a Dream Kitchen Facebook. It's the same thing, Dream acronym Kitchen. I don't have a Twitter or anything else, but the website, my website is dream-kitchen.biz, no dots in Dream. That's where you can go if you would like to book anything, or my blog will also be on there. It's not started yet, but it's going to be there eventually. And yeah, everything else is in my bio on Instagram and Facebook, my phone number, email address, all that contact information.
And now your blog, that is gonna be like blogs too, like YouTube and everything like that.
So I'm debating.
I'm trying to put everybody on.
I'm on the fence about YouTube. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I've been trying to do YouTube for years. It's just hard to be consistent with YouTube.
It is, especially when you're a busy person. Pulling out that camera, and I see for me, like, girl, I'll be somewhere and I'm like, dang, I could borrow my camera. But then I bring it and I'll be like, I don't really feel like it. And so you have to like really tell yourself, like, put some content out there.
Yes.
You know?
Like, for example, last night, like, I was supposed to get on my computer in my office to do some stuff for work, and I got sidetracked. And I sat there and planned out my content for the whole month. And it's like, why I can't do this on a regular day? Like, it's like, you know.
It's when you're not supposed to be planning out. That's when I'll be in traffic and I'm like, oh, I can do this. But it's all about really doing it.
Yeah, and that's why the same thing for today. Like, I told myself, oh, you need to plan out your day because this could be a whole vlog for you, you know. But I think YouTube kind of intimidates me because I don't talk a lot, believe it or not, because I'm talking plenty right now. But But it's like, I feel like people with vlogs have to be on camera for like 20 to 30 minutes, and it's like, I don't feel like I'm that interested, you know. So
you are though. You feel like you're not, but you really are. Especially with your cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you doing, especially for people like me, like if you do like step by step, like help people, because I need help.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to cook at all. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But like people that's in the mall that be having their vlogs, that's not me. I love to talk. I could talk all day, but I'm not about to walk in the mall with this camera in my hand. Like if I got people with me, I'll do it. But me by myself, I'm like, I'm not about to do that.
Exactly, and people be saying, "Oh, just you're never gonna see these people again." And I mean, that's good to think about, but in a moment, it's just like you don't know how people feel about having a camera around them and all of that stuff. And like, I be trying to vlog in restaurants, and it's like too much noise and
too much going on.
So it's just it definitely is a lot. But speaking of helping people who don't know how to cook, I definitely want to do cooking classes.
That was my next question. So do you see yourself like being in that position of mentoring, and you basically just said that, but the title of mentor, do you see yourself holding that title?
Yes.
I feel like you'd be great for it.
Eventually, I do feel like I will want to be a mentor for somebody, because I feel like for me, it was hard to find a mentor. Like to this day, I still don't really have a mentor. Like I'm really out here just doing stuff blind, because I didn't go to culinary school. I didn't go to business school. Like I'm a YouTube University graduate. Like everything,
I feel you.
Everything that I did is coming from YouTube or research on Google or following other people that do the things that I do. But I didn't really have like a personal mentor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a woman that I text every now and then about advice, but she don't live down here. I never met her in person.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like everybody that I have had contact with that's a chef or a business owner, they're like, oh, you should get a mentor, but it's easier said than done. People have their own life, you know, like you can't expect them to just be there for you 24/7 or answer every beck and call you have or every question, because people, they got their own business, you know. That's not something that you can really, you know, say, oh, I'm not gonna do my business today because I need to help you. You know, these people livelihood, like it's a side hustle for me. These people do this for a living, you know. So yeah, I feel like I would want to be a mentor for somebody eventually. I don't know how much of a help I could be, but I mean that's why I'm trying to do Dream the Brand, because I want to be an inspiration to somebody.
Right.
Like even if I'm just touching one person, I feel like that's
that one person could be everybody. Right.
Like I've recently had somebody to tell me, like when I first started doing Dream the Brand, I did a post every couple of days about what each letter in Dream stood for, and you know, somebody came, like I didn't even think, because I feel like the most likes I got on that picture, all those pictures was like 5 at the most, so nobody was really paying attention to me, you know. But somebody like reached out to me and told me like how much that inspired them, so I was like, okay, well, even if it doesn't seem like I'm getting that much engagement, somebody's watching.
And a lot of times they don't like it. They look at it, they're watching you, they're inspired, but they might not say anything.
Right.
So that's another thing right there. Okay. This is Raven, everybody. Again, let the people know your Instagram. She gonna be getting on YouTube soon, y'all. For the people like me out there that don't know what they're doing in the kitchen, she gonna help us out, y'all. So let us know your Instagram, Facebook, and your website again. Again, I'm gonna put it at the bottom so that y'all can remember it.
All right, Instagram is Dream Kitchen, D.R.E.A.M Kitchen, Dream the Brand, D.R.E.A.M The Brand. Website is dream-kitchen.biz, no punctuation in Dream. Dream Kitchen, full acronym, Dream Kitchen on Facebook.
Yes. Is there anything else you want to tell the people before we wrap it up? Any advice, any motivational type of... This whole video, to me personally, I feel like you took us to church for a second. I feel motivated. I'm fired up. It's a Monday. I'm ready. But anything you just want to tell the people that we didn't touch on with the questions?
My main piece of advice for everybody that I talk to is, you never know where you're gonna go in life. You never know where life may take you. If you have a dream to do something, just start. That's the first step. Just start. I mean, you might fail. I can't count on my hands how many times that I felt like I failed, but when I look back on where I came from, it's all worth it. It's not gonna happen overnight, but just start. That's the first step.
Start. I love it. Take that leap of faith. As always, y'all. Well, first of all, it was a pleasure having you, Raven.
Thank you
I'm
for
so
having
honored. And I'm so excited to be back, y'all. I told y'all I'm back with the consistent videos. Like I said, be on the lookout for my girl to be on YouTube soon. Make sure y'all follow her. Make sure y'all book with her, because I mean, why not? Okay, if you was at that pop-up shop, you know what's up with her. I'm also gonna put some pictures at the end of just some of her dishes and all of that. I had first-hand experience with her food, and I'm telling y'all, it's amazing. Okay, I love y'all so much. Remember, keep God first, love yourself, and let's get this money. We out.
Period.